So let's see how they line up then for the game this evening with our commentators, Gary Birtles and Daniel Mann.
Well, it's all changed for Southend. Freddie Eastwood, playoff hero when they last got up from this division 7 years ago, comes in alongside Elliot Benyon. Luke Prosser fills the gap left at centre-back after the commanding Mark Phillips suffered a shoulder injury in the first leg. They had some decent openings despite a muted display. Bill Mosney involved in plenty of them. A one-man headline machine for Southend this season. He can excite and exasperate in equal measure. To Crewe on crutches on Saturday. Dave Artell's in the starting lineup on Wednesday after a rapid recovery from a foot injury. Alongside him, the man who made the difference on Saturday, former Liverpool schoolboy Adam Dugdale. That the most important goal of his career so far. And while many eyes were trained on Nick Powell, AJ Leach-Smith stole much of the attention with his performance. Another jewel from the Crewe Academy, one of 9 homegrown players in this starting 11. Neil Harris lies in wait for Southend. Carl Martin drops down to the bench for Crewe after his surprise selection at right back on Saturday. Crewe without Luke Murphy tonight because of a hamstring problem. He misses out altogether. Well, Gary Birtles alongside me. It is a question about how Crewe might go at this. What do you think?
I just think they'll do exactly as he did in the first leg. That's the only way they know how to play. They get the ball down, they pass it, the movement's excellent. The front two, very intelligent, drag centre-halves out of position, very creative in midfield. And not bad at the back, they were quite strong at the back, withstood a lot of aerial pressure. There's no reason for them to sit back because they're very, very talented, very young, play with no fear. So just see them go out exactly as they did before and try and take the game to Southend.
Well, those whose glass is half empty glossed over the fact that among the Southend support that they did create 2 of the very best chances in the game, didn't they? And they will hope to have more of it here at home.
I think they've got to get the key players on the ball more than they did in the first leg. They were pushed back for long periods of that game, but they've got to get the likes of Timlin on the ball, Mosney, Hall, those sort of players. And they've got 2 up front, only played with 1 in the first leg, so a different approach from them. Be interesting matchup.
Well, it's the final stop en route to Wembley. Crewe on track with a first leg lead, but it might just all change at Southend tonight. Part 2 of Southend against Crewe is live next.
Steve Davis of Crewe and Paul Sturrock of Southend, the 2 managers, and the gentleman's handshake before football hostilities begin. It is Southend against Crewe, with a place at Wembley at stake in the Empower League 2 playoffs. Crewe hold a 1-goal lead. Commentators Gary Birtles and Daniel Mann.
Well, the emphasis is on attack for Southend, but this man is the safety valve in midfield, and he knows all about the big occasion. His first match in senior football was for Jose Mourinho's Chelsea at Old Trafford in the Premier League. And the Premier League might be where this man is heading very soon. 18-year-old Nick Powell, Sir Alec Ferguson and David Moyes have already ran the rule over him. He's a real talent. Well, it is over 80 years since Southend played at Wembley. They have had a playoff final at Cardiff in the interim. But it has been a long old wait. Even then, it wasn't the most glamorous of occasions. A regular league game in Division 3 South against Clapton Orient. Halfway there for Crewe, but no danger of complacency for them. It's not a trip they've generally enjoyed. 4 wins in 49 years of trying. But they, of course, do not have to win tonight, and they're buoyant on a club record unbeaten run. It's how they approach it that might be the key this evening.
The key is how Southend approach it as well. They obviously need to score. Sometimes when you go for it early on, you push players forward, you can leave yourself exposed, and this team in red can hurt you on the break without a doubt. They have pace, they have quality, creativity. 2 guys up front who are very lively, so it could be a very intriguing matchup.
Here's Leach-Smith. Very impressive displays, come into some form of late. Was one of the shining stars for Crewe in that first leg. Here's Mosney. Anything can happen when he's around.
Just thinking exactly the same. You fancied he was going to attempt that from there. Sometimes they come off. That time, no chance.
Useful work by Freddie Eastwood. Southend in a mood to get on with it. Cloesi. Well, from Eastwood didn't work, but Grant can pick up the pieces.
Well, the difference is as well tonight, they're playing two up front. They just played Neil Harris up front at Crewe. It was difficult for them to get the ball out to him because they're under a lot of pressure in that game. So I think a wise move, just playing the two.
And still the lucky jacket. It is half-time in his words. So no reason to cast it aside just yet. Although I noticed not the kilt he promised us, which he usually wears on the final home game of the season. Probably best. Well, if it counts for anything, Southend did beat Crewe in both league matches this season. Indeed, it was Crewe's last defeat here at Roots Hall back in February, when they came with a counter-attacking mentality, but perhaps not the same winning or at least avoiding defeat mentality that they have in their ranks at the moment. Paul. Moseley is up there and could be a threat here. Who'll pick up the pieces? Well, it was Tootle who nipped in with an important header. And here's Moore.
It's important that Crewe get the right man to pick Moseley up, because he is a massive threat in the air, as we saw in that first game. Should have scored for me second half, had a really good chance. Put it over the bar from close range.
Eastwood. Loose one to find Byron Moore. He provided a good deal of the spark for Crewe in the first half of the first leg in particular. Timlin. It's a little soft underfoot in places. Here's Grant. A little combative presence in the heart of the midfield, but he's been pretty proactive in an attacking sense so far.
Well, he's only got one goal this season. You know why that is, because he allows Timlin, Hall, Moseley to weave their magic further forward. He just sits in there, breaks up play so well. So important to this Southend team.
Well, that will be adjudged a foul by Timlin on Tootle.
Just a little bit late there, no real contact. Intent there.
He did have one of the big chances in the first game, didn't he?
That was late on as well, wasn't it? Fluffed his lines a little bit. But that's what pressure does for you in these sort of games. In a normal league season, that probably buried in the back of the net. Stakes are higher.
Keep a little closer eye on Adam Dugdale this time, understandably, at Davis, who might get in. From son to father, it's a family affair. Steve Davis, former Crewe player as well, played alongside some big names in his time at Gresty Road in earlier days. David Platt and Jeff Thomas amongst his teammates, future England internationals both. Moseley again. He's certainly not lacking in confidence.
Well, he's had two attempts from distance, one hit the corner flag more or less. This one is on target, but not really going to trouble Phillips from there.
Paul Sturrock tells us he's capable of really special things in training, and he's also capable of some rather daft things as well.
We can score 70 goals in training a season, but when you get out there, it's a little bit different, isn't it?
Grant getting involved with the returning bell.
Well, that's what he does. Tries to get his foot in. A little bit high on this occasion. There he comes in, referee in a really good position to spot that. You take that away from him and you don't have the same player.
Leach-Smith. Well, positive little spell for Crewe continues here.
And that's what Leach Smith did well in the first leg. He gets into those channels really well. He always makes himself available to the man on the ball. And that's great for a player in midfield when he sees a striker willing to do that.
Westwood. Kelvin Mellor in there, but it was well won by Moseley, using that presence to good effect. He is a converted centre-back. Here's Mellor. Powell. Little foot in from Gilbert. This is the sort of area where he often comes to life, Nick Powell. And that's Bell.
He just slipped when he hit it. Powell showed what he's about. Trickery around that box, keeping hold of the ball. Just work it well and just slips a little bit as he hits it. Slightly off balance.
Placing key man Luke Murphy tonight. He was touch and go for the first game, but did get through around 75 minutes of it. Hamstring problem ruling him out tonight. Gilbert with a throw for Moseley. Harry Davis up.
So the amazing thing for me is Artell. Crutches on Saturday, now playing in this game. Some recovery.
Power. Westwood making a burst through the middle. Here he is. Tootle. Revelling in this wide midfield role. He is normally a fullback. Bell. Davis. He's filled just about every hole in the back four this season. That's stolen back by Peter Gilbert. Timlin. Into Freddie Eastwood. Artell. Well, the crutches apparently a precaution for the Crewe captain tonight, Dave Artell. It's a pretty striking sight. He walked through the door at Gresty Road on Saturday. Stuart said, "Oh, you're not playing then, Dave."
Okay, so state the obvious.
It certainly didn't look like there was any chance of him returning for this game. But appearances clearly can be deceptive. He's misjudged that. Eastwood battling for it. But Artell able to recover.
It's a lot brighter start from Southend, as you'd expect. Home leg. Found it very difficult in the early stages of the game at Crewe to get on the ball at all. As Crewe just passed them to death at times in that first 45. But they were organised, they withstood it. Showed great resilience.
They were a team who'd kept 5 successive clean sheets before the first leg. Southend have found that defensive groove at a key stage of the season. Here's Cloesi, ex-Arsenal, towards Artell. His presence, along with Lee Bell here on the ball, certainly do increase the average age in this Crewe lineup. Timlin. Westwood doing well again, and he might set AJ Leach Smith on the charge here. Tootle. Might yet break for Powell. Prosser arriving on the scene in the nick of time.
Got a bit braver there, Powell, for me. Just showed you what Crewe were all about, how they switched defending to attacking in an instant.
Good work there by Moseley, and fed again by Benyon. Eastwood has pulled away to the back post. Tootle is there for Crewe. Cloesi. Just a fraction off. There's Adam Dugdale, the hero of Saturday. His 4th goal of the campaign, and certainly better things second time around at Crewe. He was released 5 years ago, and he just made 1 first-team appearance. Couldn't really establish himself, but he has been a real key part of things this season. Freddie Eastwood. Mosney. Benyon was calling for it, but it's not what came. This is Dugdale, now Westwood. Lee Bell. Total. Managed to evade the challenge of Hall. I thought he'd just overrun it. This is Leach Smith. Mosney. Timlin. Oh, neatly done. Improvised really well there. Now Mosney on the charge. Pulls it back for Benyon here. Well, a hint of handball to say the least from Dugdale, but it was flashed at him from such a short distance.
Tell you what, the referee's in a brilliant position to see this. Mosney does absolutely brilliant in the build-up. Look how close he is there. It's hit him in the face. Nowhere near his hand. Got himself close to block that shot.
Well, you've got to appeal, I suppose.
Yeah, you have, but look at that. He's plumb in the face. How he stays on his feet there. Big strong boy there. A lot of people would have gone down. He didn't even flinch.
Anthony Grant getting the running repairs.
He's one man you do not want to lose.
And they have lost a little experience. Christian Daly here at Southend, 38. He broke his toe at the back end of March, so he hasn't been able to play as big a part as he would have hoped. But he's lived in the area for a good while with his West Ham connections. Indeed, even while he was playing for Rangers, still had a home in Essex. Well, not a seat available in Roots Hall, but there are other ways of getting a view.
Just peeping over the top there.
Key man back on his feet. Southend still looking to find theirs to some degree tonight. Crewe have had their moments, a couple of set pieces. Away by Prosser. One back by Grant. He's quickly back to his old self. Coesi. Dug it out when he thought it was going to creep out.
Didn't do bad there. Only caught Crewe napping. Overhit a little bit. Well, let's just put it in the box, see what we can conjure up, and nobody expected it to come in there. Nobody got really interested in attacking it.
Coesi again.
I don't think Hartel and Dugdale will mind that sort of delivery. Direct long ball towards the two of them. We'll cope with that.
Hartel and Phillips, the only players with real playoff experience. Powell rather optimistic. Belford showing safe hands.
Yeah, to say the least, optimistic. A chance to bring it down there.
Mosney. Eastwood scrapping. Mosney again. Harry Davis.
That's the thing with Powell, he's clearly got the ability. I think when you hear that people like Sir Alex and David Moyes have been watching you and interested, your mindset changes a little bit and you might be trying a little bit too hard.
He's certainly got people's attention. 15 goals for Crewe this season, and not an out-and-out front man. Has played in deeper roles out wide as well.
He's got a good manager, I'm sure he'll keep him grounded.
Happy to settle for the throw there. Moore. Oh, well played again from Byron Moore. 3 in the box here for Crewe. Westwood. Leach Smith to try and latch onto it. Wants a penalty. Darren Drysdale, the referee, not interested at all.
He's had a good view of that one as well, the referee. Play it into him there. No, definitely not a penalty for me. He thinks it is.
Oh, and Leach Smith, it's just escaped his clutches, but that was a moment of real promise for Crewe.
Again, he's always on the move. I was impressed with him in the first game, and this is why. On the move, in an area where it really hurts the opposition. Just overhit by Westwood. And you've got a striker who's always on the move. It's so difficult for defenders to pick him up. You like a striker to be a little bit static, not want to come towards the ball, not want to go in the channels, but he does all that.
Well, not just Crewe bred, but Crewe born. They really are very representative of their town. It's not quite a cantera like Athletic Bilbao, but they do make the very most of their local produce. Here's Mosney.
I feel Mosney could have a part to play in this game. Just got that feeling he's going to be involved in something good.
Martel is there again. Here's Bell. Well, a massive day of football for you on Sky Sports on Saturday, not to be missed. The Championship playoff final from 2 o'clock. Sky Sports 1 HD, Blackpool against the Hammers. Good luck finding a ticket for that if you're a Hammers fan. And later, the Champions League final, Bayern against Chelsea from 6, Sky Sports 1 HD. You can join us on Sky 3D from 7:30. After the Heineken Cup final. Well, they haven't got Leonard's long throw today, which was a weapon they used in the second half on Saturday. He's not involved at all today. He has had awful injury troubles. And they have other avenues from the set pieces. It's Hall to deliver. He didn't do with that convincingly. Cloesi!
Well, he saw Hero written all over that. That came out to him. He just tries to go for too much power. Nobody there to mark him. There, just goes to hit the back off the ball. Strides onto it, right off the outside of his foot. When you see those openings, you think, here we go. I could be the one to take the glory tonight.
Well, his one goal for Southend came on New Year's Day 2011 against Oxford from an overhit cross. So the odds weren't good. Eastwood. Crewe have the aggregate advantage, but there's so little to separate them here.
Just what you'd expect in a playoff. Equal possession. No real opportunities to speak of so far, very tight. But it's not cagey, both teams are really going for it.
Well, the positive mindset certainly worked for Crewe. Moore.
Nobody coming in at the far side.
No takers at all.
No, Tootle, I think, should be the one who's hanging out a little bit over there and just coming in late.
Oh, he'll fall kindly for Elliot Benyon here. Just escaped him, but Timlin will get there and keep things moving. This is Eastwood. Prosser. Mosney, now to Gilbert. Grant looking for Cloesi.
Decent ball from Grant. He applauds the delivery from his teammate, but his first touch lets him down. The thing about a 1-0 lead, They don't have to score early in the game. You're 2-0 behind, like MK Dons were last night. You feel you have to get back in the game pretty soon.
It's a decision that's gone Crewe's way. Reed Bell, increasingly, and another who's starring for his hometown club tonight.
What Southend have got to do is try and work it wide and then get the ball into the two strikers' feet. So they're playing long balls towards the two. It's going to benefit Hartel and Dugdale all night.
Eastwood, so alive to everything.
You see, get that ball in the channel. Drag the centre-half out. There's a little bit of confusion.
Steve Phillips taking evasive action, the Crewe goalkeeper there. Oh, and that might yet fall kindly for Leach Smith. Prosser's got to be alive to the situation, as was Belford. Here's Mosney. And again. Well, Westwood in the end catching Timlin there.
He did just fall over his body. Didn't get a touch on the ball, Westwood. A little bit unfortunate.
Big shout from the goalkeeper, and that was the only
well, the one thing
was going to hit.
Yeah, the one thing you do is keep it away from the goalkeeper. No pressure on the ball, just keep it away from him. Just give your teammates a chance to attack it.
It's Gilbert. Westwood. On now to AJ Leach Smith. Tootle arriving in the box as well. It's Smith! Brilliant finish! And Crewe Alexandra edged closer to Wembley.
What a brilliant finish by, I think, a very, very talented player indeed. It's all about his movement. Westwood starts all this off, wins it in there over Grant, and look at this for a ball. And he's got enough to let it run across him, but look, he drags his marker out, checks inside, and that is a stunning, stunning finish. He's still got a lot to do. Right, first touch, gets it right, just checks inside, and there, power, direction, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So impressed with him. His attitude, his movement, his work rate has been absolutely exemplary for me.
Well, he's grabbing the attention again, AJ Leach Smith. He has been the star, not just of this playoff tie, but recent weeks for Crewe. Very impressive in that very tense final day game against Aldershot, in which they did clinch their place in the top 7. And having sneaked through the pack in the last few weeks of the season, could Steve Davis end a job this year which he started thinking of safety with promotion?
You never know, anything's possible.
One thing is certain, it is a long way back for Southend now. It's the first goal they've ever conceded at home in a playoff game. Offside, Leach Smith.
The thing is, it might give them a bit more hope if they were playing against a team who would sit back and maybe defend the lead. But this Crewe side, I don't think know how to do that. They're just so confident in their own ability.
Benyon.
Tell you what, it was a great finish, but it was a terrific win in midfield by Westwood. And then the ball, the vision to play it, was superb.
Well, the very name Ashley Westwood might be a bit of a lucky charm, because there was one involved in their successful playoff campaign in '97. No relation, the pair. Flicked on by Mosney. The job by no means done yet.
No, I agree with that. A lot of people don't. I think he made a back for him here. Sometimes they get away with that. Moseley again. Phillips comes out and does well. There, he doesn't attempt to head that ball at all. Right decision. Well done, referee.
They're in good voice at the moment, the Crewe supporters. They haven't enjoyed their trips to this particular corner of the world too often, but they sense it could be a special night tonight. Thanks to that man.
The problem now for Southend is they've got to go for it. They've got to press men forward, and they know if they do, they could get caught like they did for that goal.
Moore. Westwood again. Oh, terrific ball, but it's cut out by Cloesi. It was Tootle who had ghosted in there.
And he puts a thumbs up there as well to Westwood. Again, there, just a vision. He's onside. Just can't drag the ball down. Good defending. Just gets there in front of Tootle.
Well, Tootle is by trade a defender, and he is indeed the only one for Crewe who hasn't scored this season. But in an advanced midfield role, he may get a little more opportunity. Has taken a bit of ribbing for the fact that he's not been on the sheet.
I think you could see why there. He was favoured to get that when that ball was played in, but just held back a little bit and allowed the defender to get a toe in. I think a striker there gets in there first.
Only one goal in his Crewe career, but barely 2 years into that in terms of the first team picture. Well, Steve Davis certainly is standing tall at the moment in every sense.
Well, he's every right to be proud of his team, a young team.
Paul Sturrock in need of a pick-me-up.
Yeah, clearly got the player side then to get something out of the game and get back in it.
Neatly done by Powell again, but it's Anthony Grant who shut the door. So adept at that.
How many times do people say that in commentary?
Timlin. Dugdale sure-footed. Wasn't the most straightforward of situations.
And you saw Eastwood's movement there. Frame on the shoulder of Dugdale. Really caused him a problem.
Moore just nipped in. Leach Smith. That's Prosser. Eastwood. Barker. Peter Gilbert. Timlin. Smith buzzing around. Timlin didn't realise he was breathing down his neck there.
I think that's what him and Powell do well. They just stand there and look good up front. They just work their way back and try and get a foot in when they can, especially Leach Smith.
Westwood. Prosser there first. Tootle in there again.
That's a horrible bobble that was.
Grant. On by Benyon for Hall. On his favoured side. Oh, he has to hold on and hasn't. Flag up though. And Freddie Eastwood's celebrations will be cut short.
Well, how good does Phillips feel now? That was a shocking attempt to gather this in. Hall for the first time gets something going, creates something, a little opening. And there, the assistant makes a great decision here. Flag goes straight up. But Phillips gets out of jail free there. Cracking decision by that man in your picture. It's the first time we've really seen Hall get involved. And I said before a ball was kicked, they have to get their key players involved in this game. And that's the first involvement he's really had. And he shows what he's capable of.
Certainly is a key player here. He's their top scorer this season with 14 goals. The wide men have certainly delivered. Here's the other, Moseley. Here's Gilbert.
One thing that Southend do have, of course, is a guy called Neil Harris on the bench.
Well, there's going to be an early change here, and Peter Gilbert, the left-back, is struggling a touch. He's going to be replaced by Lee Hills, a man who knows all about injury problems, so he'll have plenty of sympathy for Gilbert here.
Well, all your plans go out the window when you lose a player to injury in the first half of a game. Just over half an hour gone.
Well, it's been a long road back for Lee Hills. 2 years of anguish, really, with constant knee troubles. At one point, he couldn't even climb the stairs at home. And now he's playing in a playoff semi-final.
Well, just shows how quickly things can change for you.
On loan from Crystal Palace, and will fill that spot at left-back.
To be fair, I'm not the best at climbing stairs at the moment either.
Well, I saw you on that ladder a few moments ago.
That was exceptional coming up there. The decorator's ladder. That's an experience and a half coming up there.
I've got a few other words for it, but
I was expected to come up with a full tin of mat and one of emulsion, the paint and the gantry.
Well, we're told that Peter Gilbert has a groin problem, and that's the reason for his early withdrawal here.
Mannion having a go at his teammate there. There's a long punt forward. No real direction on it at all. Not been able to get the ball to Benyon's feet, Eastwood's feet at the moment, and that's one of the problems they're having, because if they play the long ball, as I said before, the two centre-halves will gobble it up. They need to get it wide and then get it to the striker's feet in and around that 18-yard box. He's not been able to do it yet.
I've had a lot of criticism in some quarters of the Southend support this season for their approach.
I'll tell you what, if they'd have gone up automatic...
Oh, and that's an absolute gift here for Byron Moore! Oh! But he has not accepted it, and could he live to rue that moment?
Well, I don't know which was worse, the goalkeeper's missed kick or that attempt. It's nearly ended up in one of the flat windows over the goal there. That's a shocking kick, but this is even worse for me. That's a top of the stand. What a chance. You just steady yourself and just hit the target. Look at that. It's come off the edge of his boots, not bobbled for him. That's absolutely awful. How do you feel?
Well, he might just be living through that in his nightmares for a while to come if Crewe don't progress to the final.
Well, I'd like to have seen the face of his gaffer there.
Well, here's Hall. Southend need to find the spark, and he might just provide it. Artell on the end of it. Here's Grant. Cloesi. Well, Leach Smith with a little to say. And that results in a yellow card.
Why has he given Leach Smith a yellow card there? Right, we'll see him check inside here. That's a foul. That's clearly a foul. And then he starts talking to him. So how has Leach Smith got why has he got the yellow card? He's pushed it. What is the referee doing there? There's contact. And then Barker talks to him, points him, then pushes him in the chest. Leach Smith hardly does anything, and the referee books him. Very strange.
Be fair to say you've got a little sympathy for him.
Well, I just don't. You know, I think the referee's done well so far, but that just baffled me.
Here's Grant. Cloesi to Michael Timlin. Oh dear. I'm not sure where that hit Grant, but he's got up quickly enough. Here's Timlin. On now for Eastwood. That's Artell's all day.
There's no real thought in that ball delivery there.
Cloesi. Mosney can rise.
Well, if he expects to score with a header from the edge of the 18-yard box. Oh.
Well, they need a break. They've had one in a sense, with Byron Moore really letting them off.
Just what goes through a player's mind now? Just he went to hit it as hard as he could again. Doesn't need to do that. Just concentrate, keeping it low, on target, and if the goalkeeper saves it, fine. But you can guarantee going through his mind when that ball fell to him, this is a massive moment. If I score this, we're more or less at Wembley. There comes the pressure. But he's a talented boy, and hopefully he'll forget about that and get on with it.
There we are. That's customer service for you. I can understand if Crewe want to be a little leisurely at times now in this position. Powell. Just allowed Barker to nip in. It was a lovely turn initially.
Just couldn't take the ball with him, could he?
Artel.
Agricultural, to say the least.
Eastwood.
Well, that's Moseley should have been on the move there. And that's what Freddie Eastwood's saying. You can see it coming towards me. Get on the move.
Well, it seems a little tricky underfoot. Can Moore redeem himself a touch?
If they get through, all is forgiven. If it gets a little bit tight and Southend do get back in it, his mind will be all over the place.
He's already on the case, the referee, about how long Crewe are taking. Timlin. Dugdale. For Grant. Showed enough to Bell. And Leach Smith is in yet again. Here he is! Oh. Well, how many chances do Crewe want?
Well, will they live to regret those two great opportunities? I don't know what did for him there. It just bounced a little bit high for him. Seemed to do everything right. Keeper, give him credit, came out, stayed big.
Well, they've had enough opportunities. Southend grateful that they're not out of sight and over the hills and far away.
Well, scored one cracker. And then he gets his second again on the move there. Just bounces a little bit high for him. Not a lot more he could do, just try to flick it over. The advancing goalkeeper there, just tried it, but he stayed big. That was the important thing. Got his bit of luck.
We did produce a key save from Leach Smith in the first leg, and that will certainly go into that category.
Yeah, different save. One in the first leg was up high, hit with power. That one was a delicate one from Leach Smith. Could have gone down, it would have been easy.
Timlin won't catch up with that. A player of experience. Player of Premier League pedigree, having come through the Fulham Academy. Now there's a shock. Bill Moseley involved in a dispute.
Well, the referee is aware of something by the look of it.
Well, trouble does tend to follow this guy around. He's had his share of red cards and bust-ups and strange injuries this season. He is always in the headlines. Indeed, he was suspended by the club for a month because of his behaviour, and during that period, while he was moving stuff around at home, he managed to drop a fridge on his foot. And,
as you do, as you do.
Broke his toe.
Yeah, we've all done it. Mine was a microwave.
I wonder which sort of Bill Moseley is going to turn up, because when he is on his game, he is extremely effective.
The referee did well again there. Got the two of them together, had a stern word.
lines of communication between goalkeeper and centre-back. And Steve Phillips, one who knows how to steer through the playoff path. He's been a winner with Bristol Rovers. Lost in the final and semi-finals with Bristol City, so he certainly knows what it's all about. Here's Lee Hills. That's dangerous. Benyon coming in. And here's Eastwood. Good block by Dugdale. Important one.
Very important. One of the better moments for Southend in this first half.
There need to be more of them. Away by Tootle. Some good work there from Lee Hills.
Knocked his leg round that one, without a doubt.
To a degree, he's still really feeling himself back in after those injury problems I mentioned. Here's Timlin.
He's not happy with himself there, and you can understand why. It was a nothing ball. He just tried to slip Benyon in, but it was nowhere near him. I think that's what Crewe do a little bit better. When they get in good areas, they find a man better than we've seen Southend do so far.
Well, hasn't quite come to life in this semi-final. Did pick up a bit of a knock in the first leg, which was a minor worry for Steve Davis ahead of this. I don't think he was ever going to be in danger of keeping him out.
I think now for Sturrock, if he does go in the score as it is, he knows he'll have to change things, and he's only got 2 subs left.
Westwood has been impressive so far, finding Tootle. Here's Kelvin Mellor. Westwood again. Mosney gets a very telling tackle in. Timlin.
Excellent defending there, closed it down very quickly.
Good little contest there, but Hall never going to win the battle against Kelvin Mellor. He has played in Europe this season. Europa League. He had a little loan spell at IBV in Iceland, which is a popular way of getting some of the Crewe players first team experience. Leach Smith was there for a little while. Well, Benyon might latch on to this, but Dugdale defends the situation well yet again.
Yeah, stayed on his feet. It's always tempting there to slide in, and you always have the chance of bringing your opponent down. Martel was bullied out of it there. Caused a problem for them.
And this Hills will deploy the long throw. More on the end of it. Grant.
Well, they do know when to get rid, don't they, Crewe? They do play pretty football. When they need to clear it, they clear it. He's not taking any chances this time, is he? Belford.
Well, the most impressive thing, actually, about the first leg, all the talk of the Crewe way, they weren't afraid to mix it when they had to, were they?
No, not at all. They know when to get rid. They know when to play it, when to keep hold, but when they're in danger, just launch it.
Mosney.
Again, I think the difference between the two sides, Crewe, when they do get the opportunity, pick a pass a little bit better.
Do you think this is where Crewe's, we talk about inexperience, but their youthfulness and maybe a lack of fear is actually working in their favour compared to the more worldly wise, who may get a little more tense about the situation?
Possibly so. The older you get, you know, I think the worse it becomes. You get more nervous. When you're that age, you just love being out there. Brilliant. I was watching the warm-ups between, you know, before the game, the two teams, how they were warming up. Crewe did most of their warm-up with the ball. all with the ball. Whereas Southend were doing a lot of running right in front of us, a little sprints and little check-in to the right and left, and I thought, yeah, I know which one I'd like to be in. I'd like to be warming up with the ball.
Well, technically very well schooled. That's why they do have such a success rate of feeding talent to the higher levels. Here's Hall. Few little signs of what he's capable of. He won't get time to make the most of that situation. But let's face it, Crewe should have sealed the deal. A brilliant finish from Leach Smith to double their aggregate lead. But Byron Moore will relive that moment in his nightmares if Crewe do not go through to the final at Wembley. A glorious chance which he couldn't take, gifted to him by the Southend keeper Cameron Belford. As a result, Southend still have hope, but on the night it's 1-0 to Crewe. On aggregate, Southend 0, Crewe 2.
Yeah, the Crewe youngsters not far from Wembley now. They've doubled their lead on the night. The views of Eddie Boothroyd coming right up. Could have been so much better as well for Crewe, but they'll take that. They're 1 up here, 2 up on aggregate. One up on the night.
On now to AJ Leach Smith. Tootle arriving in the box as well. It's Leach Smith! Brilliant finish! Oh, and that's an absolute gift here for Byron Moore! Oh!
That's absolutely awful. This is a massive moment. If I score this, we're more or less at Wembley.
Crewe in charge then. Can Southend claw it back? We shall see in the second half. Commentators again. Gary Birtles, Daniel Mann.
Well, as Eddie Boothroyd was mentioning, I don't know about molehills, but certainly it is a bit of a mountain for Southend, this. But he needs an early goal to really change the picture. For those who aren't familiar with the playoff routine, there is no away goals rule, so there is no added advantage, if you like, to Crewe scoring here. 2 for Southend would take us to extra time.
Just 1 goal back early in the second half for Southend. Impetus might just change. I think it's very tight going towards the back end of this half. The young nerves might just start to take a hold, but at the moment, it's okay for them.
Tootle's flick. Here's Powell. Grant in well in typical style. Here's Eastwood. Did put the ball in the net for Southend, but rightly disallowed for offside. Maybe a few doubts about his fitness these days, perennial knee problems, but there's no doubt about his finishing ability. Just getting him those chances.
Yeah, I'm not been able to do that.
There is a sense of frustration around Roots Hall amongst the home support.
Try and mix it up a little bit. Yes, get balls in the box, but when you get around the penalty box, try and get the ball to Benyon's feet and to Freddie Eastwood's feet. See if you can create anything in that little area around the box.
It was Eastwood who did the job back in 2005, scored the only goal against Northampton in the semis and one in the Cardiff final against Lincoln. Duncan Jupp also on the score sheet that day. They were actually en route to the championship in the end. Oh, great turn by Moore. Oh, fantastic strike too. And Belford had to produce.
Well, 2 pieces of brilliance here. Well, you think he's lost his confidence from missing that one early in the first half? Think again. Look at that. Comes at this height. Little bit of movement. 2 strong hands. Away for a corner, but that's brilliant little bit of improvisation from Moore.
Hasn't half passed the test of character there, hasn't he?
Certainly has.
Can another set piece pay dividends for Crewe? Dugdale is up again. Mosley in the way. Bell. Mosley there again. Here's Hall. Miller doing his job well And here's Lee Bell, who'd filled in for him in the full-back role while he'd gone forward for the set-piece. Moore. Here's Leach Smith again. Grant. Forward by Hills. Lee Hills. Dave Artell in there. Off for Westwood. Almost worked its way through yet again. It's Leach Smith. Tootle is arriving. Didn't quite have the opportunity to get across in. Powell. Will it sit right? Oh, block from Prosser.
We'll talk about starting where you left off in the first half. All Crewe, you thought Southend might be the more positive, but haven't got the ball yet.
Well, Crewe saying attack is the best form of defence.
Rightly so. We've seen another Smith, a Mikhail Smith, light up playoffs before. And for certain, Leach Smith is doing it this evening for Crewe.
Prosser's looking to shackle Dugdale here. Mosney up there to win it really well.
He's so important in there for them, isn't he, Mosney?
Just looking to keep some pressure on here, but Clohessy try and tidy up, but he's lost out to Powell. Dangerous. And inevitably, a corner result.
Well, the first bit of play was an intelligent ball in there, just teased it in there, didn't go out. There's Powell putting the pressure on, did exceptionally well there. Just tries to find the only man in the box there, which is Leach Smith, and it's a deflection.
Mosney there again. Moore. Great play by Westwood. He's having a terrific night, but couldn't feed Powell.
Picked the wrong one there, didn't he? Just needed driving across the face of the goal.
Now Tootle has got a problem with Freddie Eastwood on his case. And now Hall.
Look at Powell getting back there to help out. How good was that?
Well, the work ethic is certainly there too, along with the talent.
I'm not sure Tootle made the right decision there. I think he should have just launched it into touch and let everybody regroup.
Here's Grant. Crewe certainly starting the better in the second period, and Southend have not really brought their A game into this playoff. Not yet.
Just don't think they've been allowed to.
Well, Elliot Benyon looking around forlornly, hoping for a free kick. Here's Timlin. Straight to Moore. Now Westwood. Powell on the surge. Well, he's claiming it got a nick off a Southend body on the way through. He's not going to get his way there.
Another young man not lacking in confidence. Backs himself totally here. And I tell you what, Belford wasn't sure. Full stretch.
Well, they're not got their full quotient of firepower tonight, Southend. Liam Dickinson with the crutches in front of him. 12 goals this season, but out with a broken ankle. He knows how to win the League Two playoffs as well. Did so with Stockport 4 years ago. Oh, Cannoned off more favourably for Benyon here. Oh, and Timlin! Well, he's certainly got his left foot behind that.
How unlucky is that? They get a little bit of a break here. They get the look of the ricochet. There. Bounces straight to Benyon, lays it back. Look at this from Timlin. Outside of the post, fans behind the goal. Hope for a minute that was going to sneak in. You just wonder when that happens. Is it not going to be your night?
Well, Elliot Benyon played a part in that, but his part is over for the night. It'll be over for the season if Southend don't progress. It certainly will be. They're turning to experience. Neil Harris.
It's a very wise move. Well, I think Moseley's going up front. Moseley's gone up top with Freddie Eastwood. It's like Harris is going to play just behind, maybe. And that could cause Crewe one or two more problems. They've got an outlet now in Moseley.
Certainly get them thinking and get us thinking too. Not how exactly it's going to shape up, but here is Harris.
If he just plays in the hole behind, he's intelligent enough and got enough experience to maybe play that role very productively.
Crewe proving that experience isn't necessarily everything, but
it can help in a situation like this. A little bit of knowledge, a little bit of know-how. I think in the first half, when the long balls were being knocked up, they were just coming straight back. Eastwood and Benyon weren't allowed to win anything.
Paul. Martel deals with it. Grant. It's useful. Eastwood. Hill's making an offer outside him. But it's opened up for Eastwood.
That's what he's capable of. Just works himself an opening. And it comes to him. Great first touch. One thing in his mind. He wants to get a shot away. Just checks inside. Does really well. No real power behind. Phillips not troubled. I'm sure we'll see a few more openings now that Harris is on there and Moseley's been sent to the top end of the pitch.
Matt Tuchel playing a key part in the build-up to the Crewe goal tonight. Eastwood. Harris is an option. He'll use him by not using him. Oh, he's so unlucky! Twice in the space of a few moments, Southend hit the woodwork.
That is brilliant. That is really brilliant work by Eastwood. Could have played Harris in. Harris made a good angle for him. You think, well, he's going to play him in here, and I'm sure that's what Crewe thought as well. Doesn't, checks inside, backs himself with that left foot. And again, Phillips gets a little bit of luck, beaten at that near post. Could so easily have just snuck in the other corner off the post, right across the face. And again, is it not going to be their night? Straight across the face. A number of times you see that ball just roll over the line into the far side netting. More promise, though, more promise, and that'll make Crewe a little bit more anxious.
Suddenly, Freddie Eastwood has come alive. Substitution certainly making an impact.
The difference is now they know Crewe they've got to pick Neil Harris up as well.
Well, it's gone against Anthony Grant.
He's not happy. Has he any reason not to be happy? Yes, he has. He gets the ball clearly, and it's just the momentum that takes him through. Difficult one for the referee. He was behind that. Certainly looked a free kick from where he was stood. That's the problem Crewe will have. They'll think, right, who's going to pick Harris up here? Midfield or one of the back four?
Two going for the same ball, but no great harm at that end of the field. Martel, Bell, Moore. get away from Moseley, but he will now just foot down a little harder on the accelerator. It's gone against Crewe, right in front of the fans, not a popular decision.
Yeah, the assistant first pointed to the corner flag, but then he realised it'd come off more. No complaints.
Eastwood, Harris, Moseley. Looking for Hall, who's arriving here. Mellor has to be aware. And Artel likewise.
I'm sure he meant that, Mellor. Got away with it.
Just that little sense that things are beginning to turn for Southend. Just that little sense that Crewe maybe have a little more tension about their play as a result.
That's what you get with Harris coming on. His movement will cause problems. It will drag people out of position and create a few more holes for Eastwood.
Oh, and Powell benefiting from a failed foothold.
Well, I'll tell you what was he trying to do with the outside of his right foot? He does right here. A little stumble there. Now look what he does here. Tries to play. Well, just play it with your left foot. Just play it with your left foot. Strike it across the face of the goal.
Gratt. Hills. Won't get there.
I think you look at Powell, and I think maybe as an 18-year-old with all the interest from the big clubs, maybe it's just affecting him a little bit. Don't forget about that and get his team to Wembley. He has the ability, he has the confidence.
Nearly done by Moseley initially. Harris free tall. Plenty up here for Southend. Wants it on that left foot, and he's got it.
Well, he got four teammates in front of him there, all desperate to be played in. This is where he's strong, coming inside on that left foot. Oh, they're all in offside positions anyway. Look, four of them. Keep a good line on the edge of that box, Crewe.
Well, they've got the ante. They've had to.
Yes, a decent amount of attempts between the two of them. Only 6 between them on target, but it's not been a negative game at all. It's been very positive. Both teams have gone for it from the off.
Of course, the two that hit the post for Southend will be counted as off target.
Yeah.
You have your own debate about whether that's right or not.
Well, that's always baffled me as well. That it is part of the target, isn't it? The post weren't there, the net would be on the floor.
Don't get all existential on us.
If I knew what it meant, I would.
Here's Grant. Oh, Powell, so alive there. Tremendous play, but...
Again, I think he could slip his teammate in there. Leach Smith, he does ever so well here to latch onto this. He gambles, he gets a foot in. Look at Leach Smith now, he just pulled to the right-hand side. He's off balance when he hits it, leaning back. Just play your teammate in.
Well, the Crewe fans, well, some of them wanting a souvenir, but... Oh, it's that old tactic.
Well, that's all Steve Davis wants. Oh, time added on, and keeping the ball in the crowd. Not the area for a back pass, as we've seen already. I'm surprised he played that. That central area seems to be very, very bobbly.
Well, looks like we have had the best of the Southend weather of late today. A glorious afternoon.
Well, last time we were down here, the
yes.
Crawley game, it was torrential rain. And we got absolutely drenched on this country.
Yeah, you might have mentioned that before, actually.
Yeah, I got damp rot in my trouser leg, from the knee down.
And the last thing we want to be discussing is your trouser legs, frankly. There's a yellow card for Harry Davis.
It's not been a violent sort of game. I think it's been a very honest game out there. The referees bossed it quite well.
Moseley got the flick, and Bell needed 2 bites.
There is the danger. There is the big threat to Moseley when that ball comes in. He will win his fair share. Just get it away. Just hook it away to safety.
In by Barker. Phillips has to come into traffic. It's Harris! Southend have a foothold. It's the old stager that has given them real hope here.
Well, experience puts you in the right areas when it comes in the box. And you've got to ask questions about the goalkeeper. He felt sure the ball was going to come in the box, and it does. Maybe he should have let his defenders defend that. Tries to come, there's too many bodies. How many times do you see keepers do that? Collision, doesn't get anywhere near. Stay on your line, let your centre-half deal with it. He would have dealt with it, but I think there's contact from Phillips on his own man there that causes the problem.
Twiddle into Westwood. Did well there. Going to get more in behind. He'll get another chance. This is Bell. More promising here. Oh! Yeah. Well, that was the best of Nick Powell.
Without a doubt. That just shows you what that young man is capable of. Not a great deal of luck in the game so far, but look, a little bit of acceleration across the keeper. Belford puts his hands up, said, well, I know where it's going, but that's not a bad attempt.
And Roots Hall rocking. Billed as a battle of youth and experience. Well, here's Moseley, the oldest head around.
Well, don't look so
That's
comfortable.
come good.
Don't look so comfortable at the back now, do they? It's all right first half.
But here's Power.
What is he thinking there? It's an easy ball to play, and he knows it. This is where he's got to pick up on how he's been playing all season. Do the things that got him noticed in the first place. That's just lazy. That is just lazy.
Hall. Well, looking for the flag here, Crewe. They will get it against Moseley. Well, his changes have made an impact.
Well, Crewe all of a sudden realised that Moseley's up there and he's going to win his fair share. And they're a little bit wary of that threat. What they've got to do now, Crewe, when it goes wide, is close the ball down, stop that ball getting in the box.
Harris at the tip of their midfield diamond, certainly sparkling. Here's Power. Total.
Why's he stood
Well,
there?
if Powell left it assuming he was going to be offside.
No flag went up. Oh, another one trying to play it with the outside of the right foot instead of playing it with the other foot. Most difficult thing to do, that is, try and play a ball at that pace with the outside of your foot.
Well, home advantage in the second leg hasn't been much of an advantage in this division of late. Oh, flag up. Westwood with a terrific strike, but it won't matter.
Flag went straight up.
Moseley up to good effect again. Well, Artell had hesitated for a moment, but that's the sort of defending the situation required.
Certainly is. They just can't handle Moseley at the moment in the air. I think Artell's got to try and take responsibility.
In again, Artell is under it, but so too is Hall.
There you see, this time Phillips stays on his line, could have come. His defender didn't win it, but enough pressure was put on for the header just to come through to him. There, just don't come. Just let your centre-half deal with it. There's a comfortable catch for you.
Well, he arrived in a real crowd scene, as someone used to say. Waiting for Belford to take charge of the situation here. Mosley up well.
Well, he's beating all comers in the air at the moment. He's timing his jumps really well, Mosley. You feel sooner or later, when he does get one of those flicks on, Eastwood or Harris might just latch on.
Well, this is only his second season in the professional game, despite the fact that he is 24, playing in the amateur ranks in France before this, and he reckons that some of the rough edges that most players get knocked off in the academies are still there with him. But it can be devastating.
Nothing wrong with rough edges. Sometimes those rough edges. Game.
We don't have many wingers like him.
No, you don't.
Well, what can Hills produce here? Well, Mosley's won it again. And he'll win them all night long.
Well, from that situation, just put somebody in front, somebody behind. Just don't let him win that ball. Nobody in front of him. Just gets a free header.
Well, it would be particularly painful for Southend. They were top of League Two for 11 weeks this season, in the top 3 for the best part of 6 months, and on the final day of the season they were just 23 minutes away from automatic promotion. Crewe on the surge here, though. Powell has gone down, and what's the decision going to be? It is a yellow card for the Crewe man.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tootle's absolutely furious here. Now he picks the ball up, and there's contact there on his heel. He's booked Powell. I mean, that's the challenge there is on him, and there's a contact there. He's booked him for diving.
It's definitely been yellow carded there. Here's Bell, Grant. Timlin. Crewe's cage once, and it's a threatening ball. Phillips hangs on this time.
Yeah, good concentration. Not happy with Mosley. Felt he got caught. There's that long hanging ball. Look at the concentration. There wasn't much contact on him there.
Harris, Hills, Dugdale's header. A formidable pair, but they're being tested a great deal more in this second period. Dugdale is up to this one. On a tricky night for goalkeepers when the ball's at their feet.
Especially in that box.
And that's where the moles are.
Well, the referee's letting things go that everybody else thinks a free kick.
Bell, Tootle, or Powell, straight down the middle, could be a profitable route here for Crewe. It is Powell all the way himself, and he wants a corner which he's not going to get.
Again, do you think he's picked the wrong option? Could have played Tootle in, knows himself. It's a beautiful ball, weighted to perfection. Sits up a little bit for him, then he uses that ability he has. And again, could he have just played that across the box? Sits up on him a little bit, but this is superb. Turns well, and just play it across the face of the goal. Go across the keeper, or across the face of the goal. Anything could happen.
It's just crept out, Mosley. showing signs that his temper could come to the boil, but yellow card for Nick Powell for this.
Look at that, he catches his heel there. Clearly catches the heel. What is he supposed to do?
It is his yellow card for simulation. There's a couple you've queried. That was not pleasant. Yellow card for Anthony Grant.
I'll tell you what, it's a good job Bell didn't make a meal of it. What's this here? Bell, how many players do you see there stay down and make a meal of it? Oh, that's not very good. The referee in a cracking position. I think he's fortunate maybe because Bell just got straight up. Yellow, well, red cards given for those.
Well, we've got plenty more action coming up from the playoffs in the next few weeks. Tomorrow, it's Torquay trying to turn around a 2-goal deficit against Cheltenham at Plainmoor from 7:30, Sky Sports 1 HD. And make a note of the date, the final, May the 27th, a Sunday, 2:30 p.m, Sky Sports 2 HD, back to Wembley this year. Well, a change and another off the prodigious production line to come on for the star man in this playoff semi-final so far, AJ Leach-Smith. A vital goal to double Crewe's aggregate lead in the first half. He'll be replaced by another live wire in 17-year-old Max Clayton.
Well, I must say I'm surprised that Leach-Smith's come off. I think he's been the better of the two strikers, without a doubt. His contribution's been terrific. I have to say Powell has flitted in and out, and I think he's picked the wrong option when he's had the chance to pick the right one. A bit of a clash there, no real malice in that.
Clayton straight into the thick of the action. Certainly left its mark on Luke Prosser. And a contested drop ball, don't see those every day. Out by Davis. 15 minutes. Southend have to score at least once in that time to maintain hope. And Moseley flicks it on again. Nobody arriving back post.
Well, they just cannot deal with him, can they? They seem to have the personnel in there, Crewe, in Hartel and Dugdale, but nobody's winning the ball apart from Moseley, and nobody on the Southend shirt can get on the end of that.
It's rather un-Crewe-like, I suppose, but they were targeting Max Clayton there.
They need to relieve a little bit of pressure. To take a bit of sting out of it. I'm surprised to see them taking the time. Southend were in the same position, they do exactly the same.
Moseley. Grant. Looking here for Hall.
He's unlucky towards the eye.
Well, is it going to be 97 all over again? And Crewe last reached a playoff final. Or can Southend rescue the situation and go to Wembley for the first time in over 80 years?
Majorly in the balance, this. And again, you think of those two chances that Crewe had in the first half.
Moseley's flick again.
Well, he must be thinking, what have I got to do here to get somebody on the end of one of my flicks? I'm winning everything, and nobody's anywhere near any of them. And they're not. So done the decent flick, and Hall's on his haunches there. Get on your front foot, expect him to win it. Not just get yourself a goal.
Hills. Neil Harris, a forlorn chase there. Grant. Well, he got up ahead of steam at the moment. Tension is affecting everybody. But here's Clayton trying to buy Crewe a bit of respite and a bit of time as much as anything, and he certainly kept Luke Prosser occupied there.
It's good defending by Prosser. Stayed on his feet.
Hall. Here's Belford. Lee Bell up to return it. Now Cloesi. Well, they've got themselves back in with a shout. Crewe haven't really been what you would call on the ropes since that first goal. They've had some joy with Moseley in the air, as you might expect. Well, that's good football involving Powell and Westwood. And Tootle wants it, and this time he'll get it. It's Matt Tootle. A big moment for a man who's not usually in the goal-scoring business.
As soon as he came to him, you just didn't fancy him. Westwood does brilliantly. Picks him out. It's the first touch, not too bad. Sets himself, just drags it wide.
Well, it's fair to say it would have been quite a moment to break a duck that goes back over a couple of years for Matt Tootle. December 2009. The only goal he scored against Rochdale.
It's a good opportunity.
Right place, wrong man. But Southend will hope to create a little more havoc inside the Crewe penalty area here. Hall to deliver. Down the throats again. Bodies strewn all over the place. Moseley, unsurprisingly, in the thick of it, but Southend have won themselves a corner.
Decent delivery. He's attacked well there. He's defended well. Martel gets his head on that. Very important.
Well, Moseley once more.
Well, everything's being directed at him, and he's doing everything he can to get his team a vital goal. He's leaning backwards when he hits it. Can't do a lot more.
Well, he's prepared to go through the pain barrier to try and get Southend to Wembley. Certainly doing everything asked at the moment.
Just sitting back a little bit now, aren't they, Crewe? It's understandable. You can see the finishing line, but still a lot to do.
Here's Cloesi. Well, Southend did score two late goals at Gresty Road to earn a win.
Could have got a shout from Moseley behind him. You can see the intent. Every time they get it, they're going to put it in the box. You can understand that as well, because Moseley's winning everything, and if they do get one in there right to him, and he does just flick it into the right area, you've got Eastwood and Harris to poach.
Well, it was a very different Crewe back in October when they met at Gresty Road. They'd had an awful start to the season, 5 successive defeats in all competitions. It really is remarkable for them just to be here, the way things were going. But they did lose 2 goals in the final 2 minutes against Southend to lose 3-1. So there is a bit of precedent. Moseley rising again, got 2 of them. Strung his leg around Lee Bell, who does the decent thing.
All hands on deck now for Crewe.
Hills to hurl it. Away by Bell. Barker. Cloesi.
I've got to say, I'm still surprised that Leach Smith went off, because his ability to run defenders into areas they don't want to, I think, was very big plus for Crewe. His willingness to chase back and work hard for the cause again.
Clayton's certainly got plenty of willingness to chase. He caught Prosser late. Referee opting to play advantage here, which may yet prove a very good decision indeed. It's Moseley!
Well, either side, they're right back in it. Grateful Phillips clutches it to his midriff, and he knows what a brilliant opportunity. Look at the timing of this run. Brilliant ball in. Free header straight at the grateful Phillips. Either side, goal. Simple as. Got to stop that ball getting in the box. They've got to close down better than they're doing at the moment.
It's been a real up-and-down season for him. But could it yet end in a real high? Good work from Harris again.
Well, they just seem to have gone a little bit Crewe at the moment. They're just clutching away towards the end of this game. It's a dangerous one to play.
They've got to throw everything at it now, Southend. Time is of the essence. Away by Tootle. Grant. Cloesi. Again, Moseley the target. Again, he's found.
Well,
the flag up.
Yeah, respite. Much needed respite. Well, you've got to give Paul Sturrock credit for changing it when he did. Bringing Neil Harris on. And there, they're all offside. And the ball was played. It's a bit lazy. Putting Moseley up front alongside Eastwood, playing Harris in and around the two of them. He's got them a chance in this match.
Well, it's paid off to some extent, the gamble. At this stage of the game, in an attacking sense, it has to be all the chips on black and spin the wheel.
Well, there, Powell gives it away. Really bad area.
Here's Eastwood. Just got away from him, and he did clip Mellor there, but advantage played. Crewe might have wanted to take the heat out of the situation and accept a free kick, but here's Powell. And Clayton, such a willing runner, and he'll get there. Needs the cavalry to come. Oh, he scored! It's Max Clayton! The youngster has surely sent Crewe Alexandra to the final.
Well, he totally wrong-footed Belford there. But that's the problem you've got. You've had all the pressure, and all of a sudden they get a breakaway, which they're capable of. And you think, well, he's going to lay it back here. He's got a teammate running in there. Backs himself and just wrong-foots Belford. He thinks he's going across him, and it just sneaks in at that near post. It's a cracking finish. Don't know whether he meant this or not. Doesn't matter. Wrong foot's the keeper. Look at the Crewe support behind that goal. Absolutely over the moon.
Oh, what a moment for the 17-year-old. And what a sickener for Southend United.
Well, you have to feel for them, because they've responded brilliantly when Harris came on. All the pressure's been theirs. Yeah, there've been one or two moments at the other end for Crewe, but rode the luck. A couple of shots hit the post. And they get one breakaway, and that's all it needs.
Hall needs something desperately and urgently. Timlin. Here's Hall. Promise here for Southend. Oh, dangerous! Oh, what a response! Parker, the captain! And unbelievably, hope alive yet again for Southend. What drama here at Roots Hall.
Major drama. Give them credit here. Crewe don't deal with it. He don't clear the lines. It's played out, and he's just onside. Look at this. This is one with the outside of the foot there. Just dinks it up over Phillips. Simple tap in there. But that makes it even more nail-biting. Beautifully chipped up there. Easy header. That's brilliant, that is. Just lifts it over Phillips. Just hoping a teammate gets on the end. The captain is that teammate. You see Powell again, he's got to play that wide. Why doesn't he not release it? He's picking the wrong options at the wrong time, that lad.
Well, Talked about 2 late goals earning Southend a win at Gresty Road in the most vital match of the lot. Could it be a case of deja vu? It's Hill's ball in, Freddie Eastwood up, now it's Hall.
Well, have we got the Sergio Aguero moment coming our way again? That's what it's going to be known as from now on, isn't it? Every time we get in a situation where a miracle's needed, they thought they'd got there, maybe switched off a little bit, Crewe.
Well, now they're just looking to take the heat out of the situation. And it's been turned up to full by that Barker goal.
Well, that's not the best of free challenges. Clear free kick.
Yeah, Clohessy.
The defenders don't like this. Just time wasting. Look at that. It's a yellow card every day of the week. But Southend, if they're in this position, would do exactly the same. And rightly so. You want to get to Wembley. You don't want to take any chances. You want to keep the ball deep in your opponent's half. And that's all Crewe are trying to do.
Well, it's just what the doctor ordered for Crewe.
Sometimes you see assistants and referees, if the player's taking the corner, just give it the other way, even if it's not the other way.
Tuchel trying to keep the pressure on Hall, couldn't find a route out for Southend when they need it most.
Well, they're giving it away. Needed to keep it deep in that half.
4 added minutes. The board has gone up. One last effort. One final push to at least send it to extra time.
He didn't just wrap his leg around that one and try and fire it down the pitch.
Hall.
The best of defensive headers.
Hills. 3 in there, although one of them, Harris, has come out now. Here he is. Timlin, can he get there first? Hull got enough on it, and anywhere will do for Crewe.
Well, that just gives it back to Southend. Nobody up there now. It's all hands on deck at the back. It's just going to come in that Crewe box when they get the opportunity. Here it comes.
Well, Mosley couldn't get contact on it. All hands to the defensive pump now.
They just keep giving it back to Southend.
Hills. Mosley is up there. Well, that's safe from a Crewe point of view.
Huge sigh of relief because they're not defending it particularly well at the moment. And it's just behind him. He doesn't jump a great deal off the floor. Try and direct it goalwards. Got a feel for him.
Well, the agony and the tension etched on almost every face at Roots Hall.
Still a chance. Still a chance. Another 2 minutes to go.
Oh, Tuchel has won that well.
I think that was full-blooded, to say the least. Southend. Well, the assistant gave it to Crewe there. There's a bit of confusion out there. I still think it's their Southend. Well, everybody's a bit confused. The assistant's flag went up, pointed Crewe's way. Southend still thought it was theirs.
Well, it looked to me like it might have clipped off Tuchel at the last before it went out.
Certainly did.
Well, come on. Got to get on with this.
Well, he's having a nightmare, by the way.
The tension's getting to everyone.
Hey, his first touch is awful. Really is, the steward.
Needs to work
It's got to
on
be
that.
better than that, really has.
Got to sort that out before pre-season.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Tuchel.
Well, just what the doctor ordered, keep it down there. That's what you have to do. Not pretty. Not good for the opponents, but it's needed.
It's not a time for pretty, it's a time for effective.
Pretty doesn't get you anything.
How would you know?
It's just a stab in the dark, really.
Here's Powell.
Well, the referee's doing really well. He's in a really good position to see everything that's going on there. It's a tight little area. Could come off anybody, a little touch, but he's there, look.
Away by Hall. Well, they're surely only going to get one more chance, if that. Good work by Westwood. Oh, and Clayton looking to Harry Prosser again.
Oh, to Harry Potter. They certainly need some magic in the last minute of this game.
He's a young man who's just produced one moment of it. Max Clayton, underlining why he's such a favourite at Gresty Road.
Well, the time's up.
Crewe Alexandra are in the final. 15 years on from Murphy, Savage and Johnson. Have they unearthed another golden generation? They've had some scares along the way, no doubt about that. Southend in the second half gave it their best shot. Neil Harris and Barker, the captain, with goals that at least made it an anxious end for Steve Davis and co. But they are there. They came quietly through the pack. When he started the job, he was thinking about safety, not at all about promotion. But the season could end with a real party. Tremendous achievement.
Doesn't matter how you get there, you just get there. And you have to say the game should have been out of Southend's reach in the first half. They got the goal, missed two really good chances. And then Paul Sturrock, to be fair to him, made the substitution at the right time. Brought Harris on, plus Mosney up front, who caused all sorts of problems. They hit the post twice, and you just had the feeling it wasn't going to be their night. And then on the counter-attack, with the speed and the creativity they have, they got that vital goal. You thought that was it, but still Southend nicked one back again and gave themselves the opportunity to take it right to the death. Brilliant game, fantastic exhibition from both sets of players.
Well, let's get some reaction with Paul Gilmore.
Ashley, describe just how big a step this is towards League One football.
It's unbelievable, mate. I mean, you've shown it there. We get called a bunch of kids, but I mean, I think the gaffer said at half-time, grow up and make men's of yourself, and that's what we've done.
What a nervy ending.
Oh, mate, I thought Max scored here, little man done it. Hey, and then they go and score, which is sloppy by us. We need to learn from that if we're going to go up a division.
Well, let's bring in Max. Max, just 17 years of age, part of this Crewe Academy. I mean, how does it feel to come all the way up from the ranks and to share in a special moment like this with this club?
The best feeling in the world to score in this such an important game. I'm so pleased to come up. It shows how good the academy is and how good Crewe is.
Talk us through the goal.
I just managed to get myself a little bit of space. Great ball by Nick, and she did a step up, come inside and buried it bottom bin.
Let's bring Ashley back in. Ashley, 18th of November. Did you ever envisage back then that Wembley, a place in Wembley would come your way?
No, I mean, we were looking at a relegation battle, but to be fair to the gaffer, he's come in and changed it round, and I think the players have got to take a lot of credit for that as well.
What's he done? What's he done different?
It's just the training's a lot sharper. I mean, he knows the lads. He's been around the place for ages with H and that. He knows the place inside out, and that's all that was needed.
And Max, how do you feel now about the prospect of facing either Torquay or Cheltenham at Wembley?
Well, I think we've got a great chance. We've got a great squad. We're in form. We come late. I wouldn't fancy us not to win.
Okay, well done, guys. Ashley, you are the end power man of the match. I'll ask Max to present that to you.
Come on!
Well done, Crewe. They don't like being called a bunch of kids. And they're a lot more than that, that's for sure. They dug in like professionals tonight. And they've got themselves to Wembley.